doctor called me. And he said to me the words that not too many of us would like to hear. He said, Jim, there are traces of cancer. He said, we need to see you as fast as possible. So I went in at 5 o'clock with my wife to see my doctor. And he told me that I had prostate cancer. Now, I don't know how you all feel, but I don't like that word cancer. It never has had a good feeling for me, and I never really thought about it a lot. And this came up because, of course, 3 weeks before that I'd had a physical, and they checked me out physically to find out what was going on, and found out that there was a lump on my prostate. So what I want to talk to you about today is that experience, what happened to my feelings then, and how it's progressed up to this point. Initially, it just scared me to death. I was absolutely petrified. I came home, I was in shock. The following day, which was a Tuesday, I was more vulnerable than I've been in years. I walked around and I did things. I was actually down in Matagorda with my brother's beach house with a bunch of kids and my brother's son and his kids, and we were having a great time, and I really enjoyed the kids. But I was also incredibly vulnerable. I actually fell down, which I hadn't done in years. I slipped on a piece of concrete with my snorkeling shoes and fell over, which I hadn't done in a long time. And I realized that I was vulnerable, which is probably a very good thing. And then, the following day, I got a call from my doctor. He had done a blood test, and he was going to tell me whether the cancer had spread or not. And he said, Jim, the cancer had not spread. And that was a very emotional experience for me. I cried for a while, probably half an hour or so, which was good for me, because it's something I rarely do. But I really needed to experience that, and I needed to let that out. So I did. And I was out there, and I was by myself, and there was nobody. I was taking care of this little girl. My brother was fishing with the boys, and she was asleep, so I was kind of by myself. Well, that was good. That was really good for me. And then, from that point on, last Sunday I had a chat, and I've talked to many people about this, many people that have had it, a bunch of doctors. Louise and I are deciding what treatments to take. And one of the things my friend said is, Jim, you're not going to die of this. Because the reality is, this is not a serious cancer. If you're going to get cancer, this is, as a male, this is one to get. Every year there are 230,000 cases of prostate cancer in the United States, at least. And most of those cases go from 0 to 100. Mine is a very small case. It hasn't spread. And even though I do have to decide what to do about it as far as treatment is concerned, it isn't going to kill me. And that's a nice thing. But it took me about 3 days to process that. Because yours truly is not big on change, let me tell you. My wife will tell you that. When she comes up with something that needs to be changed, I say, no, and I run 90 miles an hour the other way. And then over a period of a few days, I come forward and say, oh, well, this may be a good idea. So every time we've gone to see a doctor and every time we've gone to do something else, I'm okay for about 45 minutes, and then I want to leave the shop and go home. You know, I want to hide someplace and go back into my cave. But I've got lots of friends. Louise, my wife, has been very supportive. And what we have to do now is decide on a treatment regime. I either have to get radiation or I have to get this thing out. That's the reality of it. So a lot of this has been processed day after day after day. And one of the things I've decided, and I think Stephen talked about it earlier, is I have the rest of my life to get the maximum I can out of this experience. This is another experience. I mean, my life is not going to last forever any more than anybody else's is. So I need to get what I can out of this. And one of the things I would ask you guys to do, particularly the males, is make sure you have a physical once a year. Get your prostate examined, because that's a very good thing to do. I mean, I have a really good friend in Australia. His name is Tony Dreyer. You won't ever see him or know him. I worked with him at IBM, and then I worked with him at Sun Microsystems. And Tony had a very senior job at Sun. He was flying from Sydney to Hong Kong and Singapore very frequently. And he had a tummy ache, but he didn't get it taken care of. And it went on, and he didn't get it taken care of. And when he finally went to the doctor, he had 2 weeks weeks left to live because he and Sal can't. So get yourselves taken care of. The other thing is, one thing I would like, if anybody's got anything really funny around, I love Calvin and Hobbes. I like the movie Happy Texas, if you've ever seen that. I'm happy to get those loaned. I'll take them. You can loan them to me. I'll give them back. But I need to laugh as much as possible. And it's been a wonderful day today because of the speeches. We've all had a lot of good laughs, particularly Bill. But I wanted to bring that up to you. I wanted to bring it up to you, my friends, people that I've been in Toastmasters with for a long time, and just say, this is part of my life. This is where I am. And I appreciate all of you being here. Thanks very much.